Welcome to Wikipedipodcast, the podcast where I read Wikipedia. That is literally it. Let's get started. Today I'm reading about whatever happened to Robot Jones, which I have literally no idea what this thing is. I saw it one time, and I don't think I even saw the show. I think I saw a clip of it one time on like Cartoon Network. So anyways, let's go. Let's find out what this thing is. So, whatever happened to Robot Jones, usually shortened to Robot Jones or WHTRJ, is an American animated television series created by Greg Miller for Cartoon Network. The show follows a robot named Robot Jones, who attends the fictional suburban Polynew Middle School in a retro-futuristic 1980s world. In each episode, Robot Jones researches an aspect of human life, which include music, facial hair, gym class, etc. He is guided by his three friends who go by the nicknames Socks, Mitch, and QB. Robot Jones is often smitten with his crush, Shannon Westerberg, a tall young girl with orthodontic headgear and a prosthesis. In school, Robot Jones interacts with his teachers, Mr. Mick, Mr. Workout, and Mrs. Raincoat, the principal. Mr. Madman, and janitor Clancy Q. Sleepy Jeans, his arch rivals, Lenny and Denny Yogman, tried to sabotage Jones's research by making school more difficult for him. Miller's pilot for the series first aired on Cartoon Network on June 16, 2000 as part of a contest called Voice Your Choice Weekend, in which new series pilots were shown on the network for viewers to decide on which would be the best one to eventually become its own full-fledged series. Despite the Robot Jones pilot coming in second to the Grim and Evil short, Robot Jones was greenlit for its own series, which premiered on July 19, 2002. The titular character's voice in the first season was created by a Microsoft Word 1998 text-to-speech function. Beginning with the second season, Robot Jones's voice was dubbed over by child actor Bobby Block. And reruns of the first season were redubbed with Block's voice as well. The series ended on November 14, 2003, after 26 episodes and one pilot. Okay, sure. I mean, it's pretty old. 18 years old at this point? The series centers on Robot Jones, voiced by a text-to-speech program in the pilot in Season 1, Bobby Block in Season 2, a teenage robot who lives in a a teenage robot who lives in a small city in Delaware in a version of the early 1980s where robots are commonplace. Robots attempt to learn... Robot. That's a weird way to phrase that. Just calling him Robot. Anyways, Robot attempts to learn of human nature by attending Polynew Middle School, where he makes three new friends. Timothy Socks Morton, voiced by Kyle Sullivan, a tall boy who loves rock music, Mitch Davis, a headphones-wearing boy whose eyes are hidden by his long hair. That is very early 2000s. And Charles Cubinacle, a shorter boy who loves video games. He also meets Shannon Westerberger. Oh, by Gray DeLise. Lisley? I actually don't know how to say her last name. She's very popular. A girl he develops a crush on because of her large retainer and metal prosthetic leg. Oh, I didn't even realize that in the picture. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. In each episode, Robot, sometimes prompted to by his parents, explores a concept average teenagers usually face in their everyday life, such as gym class or taking a part in a competition. Robot must submerge himself in the episode's title subject in order to fully understand it, while doing as much as he can to fit in with his human counterparts. You know, this kind of feels like me in a lot of ways, what I'm doing right now. I am trying to understand life. What do humans do? The situations he finds himself in are very much like those awkward adolescents can relate to, but are made worse by robots' social ineptitude and others' lacking of understanding. As Robot gets settled in at school, he begins taking part in exploring humanoid concepts of his own will. Many of the situations Robot finds himself in, which are not due to his parents insisting, are usually a result of Robot trying to get closer to Shannon. Of course, he thinks with his mechanical penis. Examples of this include Socks convincing him to go camping in summer camp. Why is that capitalized? And discovering the ability to feel jealous. While most of the school tends to avoid Robot, they often are oblivious to his existence due to his polite nature and shortness. His good grades, poor social skills, and status as a robot earn him Principal Madman, a technophobic principal, Mr. Mick, a jealous, insecure math teacher, and Lenny and Denny Yogman, two genius twin brothers. At the end of most episodes, Robot makes a data log entry in which he states what he learned that day and what conclusions he has arrived at on humanity. The opening sequence of the show, in which Robot Jones is assembled by a factory and then inserted into a school bus, is an homage to the opening sequence of 1980's children's show, You Can't Do That on Television. At the beginning and end of the intro, where the title of the show is spoken, a group of young children voices say, "Whatever happened to," part in unison, while the Robot Jones part is done by a Macintosh Macintalk voice known as Trinoids. The first season has children speaking out the episode titles, while season 2 episodes are spoken by voices of the characters. Interesting. 1 second. I feel like I'm always dehydrated, It's a common issue for me. All right, main characters. Here we go. Little M Robot Electro Child Unit Jones. What? Oh, wow. Anyways, as his name suggests, is a short, gray, teenage cybernetic automaton robot who does whatever he can to fit into human society and often encounters problems in doing so. He is specifically unit number KX8-0, as he mostly claims to be in the episode Jealousy, and refers to as such in Cube Wars, created by JNZ Robotics. Although his real age is unknown, it is presumed that he is an adolescent, thereby fitting in the middle schoolers he is observing. His torso is painted red with a black stripe on the bottom. Among his humanoid features, he has a set of large yellow eyes, which also function as cameras to analyze objects and humans as well as for X-ray vision. Robot's eyes also flash on and off when he talks, rather than his mouth moving. His brain resembles a giant light bulb which screws into the top of his head. The Yogman twins make it one of their great missions to obtain Robot's brain, implying that it will contain all of Robot's life essence, although being without his brain does little but slows down Robot's thought process, as shown in Electric Boogaloo. Oh, I love when people include that in anything. Whenever a day ends, he adds something to his memory called a data log entry, which he uses to recall what he learned through the experience. Timothy Socks Morton is the best friend of Robot Jones. He is quite a fanatic to rock music, though he typically mentors and provides Robot with reassurance as best as he can. He has a realistic cap to his understanding and can lose his temper with Robot, as shown in Family Vacation. In his first appearance in the first pilot, he was a student in Mr. Mick's class who commented positively on Robot challenging him and had no name. Unlike Mitch and QB, it is never revealed how he became Robot's friend, let alone his closest. He has blonde curly hair and wears a green jacket. He is roughly 12 years old. Charles Cubinacle is the short boy with dark, straight hair, a Dot Man t-shirt. I don't know who Dot Man is. Sunglasses with window blinds for lenses, and oh my gosh, and roller skates. He's roughly 12 years old. Mitch Freeman / Davis is a boy often wearing headphones, a red jacket, and sandals. His eyes are obscured by his long hair. Like QB and Robot, he also enjoys video games and appears more often with QB than either appear without each other. It may be assumed from this that QB and Mitch are best friends. Mitch is roughly 12 years old. Sense a theme here, that they're all 12 years old in middle school. Big M Robot Electro Dad Unit Jones is a robotic lawnmower who is Robot's father, specifically a KC213 model. When he says something, he often says it 3 times. One example would be, listen to your mother, listen to your mother, listen to your mother, as said in the second pilot, Electric Boogaloo. He is blue in color, has one arm on top of his head, and wears a tie. In his focus on tasks, he often gets into shenanigans, such as smashing through walls. He is very sensical and easily annoyed, which often results in him causing destruction of some kind. He is very protective of his family and will punch out a supposed peeping Tom spying on his wife, as shown in Hooky 101, or threaten anybody who comes too close to Robot's house, such as the mailman and parents. Jeez, okay. Kid shows, right? Mom Unit Jones. Wow, they didn't give her a very interesting part. Is a robot jet oil fuel pump who is Robot's mother, specifically a JUN77 model. She is pink in color, has one eye, which is a red camera lens, and her arms are hoses with nozzle-like hands, which she uses for giving gas to her fellow units. Like Dad Unit, she seems to generally have a no-nonsense attitude. Mom Unit also spends time at home drilling holes in the front yard looking for sources of gasoline whenever she runs out, as shown in Parents. She is more verbose than Robot's father, and often it is she who is explaining or instructing Robot on what tasks he will complete in a given episode. Though very intelligent, she herself is bewildered by human behavior and uses her own questions to prompt Robot's next social assignment, such as in Cube Wars. They didn't go into what's-her-name at all. The girl that Robot likes. Oh, duh, I didn't read the next paragraph. Recurring characters. Shannon Westerberger, also voiced by Gray. Interesting. Is a girl whom Robot develops a crush on because she has more mechanical attachments than any human he has ever seen, specifically a large orthodontic appliance and a prosthetic leg. Shannon talks with a lisp, although she is sometimes friendly to him, as seen in Embarrassment, GarageBand, and House Party. Shannon does not socialize too much with Robot unless he approaches her. Depending on the episode, it is unclear if she realizes that Robot has a crush on her. Depending on the episode again, she may consider him anything from a close friend to a pest to a nobody. Shannon is not a technophobe as seen in Jealousy, when she has a crush on a handsome Austrian android named Finkman. That's a hard thing to say, Austrian android. Ugh, that's not that hard. Anyways. And she also gave Robot a kiss on the head in Scantron Love and Popularity. Shannon is socially awkward herself, as seen in Hair, when she pestered a boy named Frederico. She is roughly 12 years old, and it has never been really revealed how her leg became amputated. What? Oh, come on. How come they never... Anyways. Lenny and Denny Yogman, voiced by Josh Peck, and Austin Stout, respectively, are notorious young genius brothers, and they are the main antagonists of the show. They wear red hats that resemble the 1980s band Devo's Energy Dome hats, yellow shirts, green shorts, and black/white sneakers. Lenny is tall while Denny is short. They do whatever they can to take Robot's brain, as they believe that stealing it will allow them to rule the school. Lenny mentions in the Yogman Strike Back that he that he plans to it to brainwash Principal Madman and abolish PE forever. I didn't know that. Yeah, cool. Principal Samuel Madman, voiced by Maurice LaMarche, Mark in the pilot. Oh, and Jeff Glenn Bennett in the series, is the principal of Polynew Middle School. I hate the X and stuff. I think, is that like French or French Canadian or something? Anyways, his mustache and hair resembles that of Adolf Hitler. Okay. As such, he is very tyrannical to Robot. He is afraid of technology as a whole, as seen in Sickness, Parents, and the pilot episode. Principal Madman was based on Leslie's Mr. Schindler character from You Can't Do That on Television. Although Miller wanted Lai to voice the character, location and contractual restrictions led the character to be recast. Mr. Mick, also voiced by Maurice LaMarche in the pilot, but then Rip Taylor in the series. Oh man, I so want to click on some of these people because I don't fully remember who they are. Anyways, I'll save them for a different day. Is Robot Jones' math teacher. Like most of the staff at Polynew, he is very childish and also extremely insecure about his intelligence, as seen in Math Challenge. Mr. Mick was based on Mike Stern's algebra teacher at school, Mr. McManus. Clancy Q. Sleepy Jeans, voiced by David Koechner, is the school janitor. He owns a Dust Buddy Hoover vacuum cleaner named Vacuum Friend, whom Robot built friendship with after coming to the conclusion that humans and robots were never designed to coexist. Clancy also has a job in the school's safety patrol. He once let Robot take part in the school's safety patrol in Safety Patrol. Oh, what a coincidence. But Robot turned out to be enforcing the rules very strictly, which soon leads the entire school to be thrown into detention. Clancy also partnered with Mr. Mick in a math competition in Math Challenge. That's kind of a frustrating thing, is that all the episodes are very clear, like you could guess the name, for each episode. Mr. Workout, voiced by D. Bradley Baker. That's cool. Is the PE teacher in Polynew Middle School. He forced Robot to take a shower in PU to PE, which results in him being electrocuted inadvertently by Robot. He later appeared in growth spurts with little impact on the plot, alongside an unnamed mustached coach. Mrs. Raincoat, voiced by Gray Delise. I need to look up how to say her name. Is the English teacher. Robot struggles in her classes, and she sometimes has to discipline him for causing havoc. James Knob, voiced by Ged Watanabe, is the owner of Knob's Arcade, spelled Arkaid, where Robot and his friends hang out. He keeps telling kids that they are breaking his arcade machines every time they play with them. In Hooky 101, it is revealed that his arcade gives a discount on game tokens during school hours. Big M Robot Electro Gramps Unit Jones. Voiced by text-to-speech programs Trinoid's voice in Season 1 and Zarvox in Season 2, is a mechanical computer who is Robot's grandfather, specifically an unknown model number. It is shown in Vacuum Friend that he strongly dislikes humans and wishes for machines to take over mankind. However, Gramps Unit cares deeply for his grandson, as seen in House Party. That's an interesting... you'd think House Party wouldn't involve the Gramps Unit, but hey, what do I know? All right, production. Greg Miller's original series pilot aired on Cartoon Network on June 16th, 1999, in a contest featuring 11 animated shorts to be chosen for a spot on the network's 2000 schedule. During the weekend of August 25th to 27th, 2000, all 11 pilots aired as part of a 52-hour marathon called the Voice Your Choice Weekend, in which viewers would vote for their favorite pilots. While Grim and Evil won the contest with 57% of the vote, Robot Jones came in second place with 23% and was given its own series run beginning July 19, 2002. I'm really curious what those other ones were. Robot Jones's animation style can be seen as a throwback to 1970s and 80s cartoons such as Schoolhouse Rock, with an intentionally messy and rough look. The artistic style seems to be influenced by Paul Coker and Jolly Roger Bradfield. The series' animation technique is different from most American cartoons from the early 2000s. It was animated with traditional cell animation at a time when many American cartoons had switched to digital ink and paint, possibly due to the 1980s setting. The show was animated at Rough Draft Studios in Seoul, South Korea. Greg Miller stated in an interview on Facebook that he used a Microsoft Word 98 text-to-speech software for Robot's voice during production for Season 1. But after the season was completed, the executives of Cartoon Network disliked how it sounded. Bobby Block was chosen to take the role of Robot in Season 2. Robot Jones's text-to-speech voice was also recorded for production of the second season, but because the voice change happened during the production of those episodes, this voice was never dubbed into the final prints. In that interview, he also said that he would want to do a revival of Robot Jones, but it would be up to Cartoon Network. That's kind of interesting. I doubt they would ever get it, but, you know. One sec. Yeah, because as far as I can tell, I've never heard of this show. All right, let's go on to the episodes. So, pilot 2000. Whatever happened to Robot Jones? Robot Jones is informed by his parents, Mom Unit and Dad Unit, that he has been put into a human public school that he must now attend. While in math class, he believes that the problems are too easy for him, which results in him getting sent to the principal's office for being condescending to the teacher. Later the same day, as all the school kids are eating lunch, Principal Madman trips on a wire, which he later finds out is Robot's charger cable. After finding out it was Robot Jones, he gives him 3 months detention for tripping him, which angers Robot so much that he starts malfunctioning and firing lasers out of his eyes and scaring away everyone. Later, he rants about the humans in the hallway, about the humans in the hallway, and almost gives up completely on them, until he develops a crush on a girl with what he calls high metal content. He then supposes that humans are not all bad and decides to study them more. Note this episode was later aired as the first segment along with Electric Boogaloo and Groovesicle. I like that title, Groovesicle. Okay, that was pilot. Season 1, 2002. PU to PE. Robot Jones fears taking a shower in gym class because he thinks he will rust. Vacuum. Oh, are there 2 parts to every episode? Okay. Vacuum friend. Robot Jones befriends a vacuum cleaner after thinking humans and robots cannot be friends. Episode 2, Cube Wars. Everyone becomes obsessed with solving their Rubik's Revenge, called Wonder Cubes, on the show. But Robot Jones's superior mind allows him to solve it almost instantly. The Yogmans sabotage Robot's cube, however, and he begins to malfunction. The Yogmans prank Robot Jones by inserting a virus-filled floppy disk, in Robot's disk drive, and he becomes very ill. Man, did I say that was sickness? Okay, that was the second part. Parents/embarrassment. Parents. Robot Jones must bring his parents to parent-teacher night at the middle school. When his parents embarrass him, Robot Jones attempts to manually override them to control their behavior, but fails. Embarrassment. Robot Jones wants to ask out Shannon to the harvest dance, but his nervousness causes his exhaust to malfunction whenever he gets near her. Politics/growth spurts. Politics. Robot Jones runs for student council president. I feel like that's a thing that happens in every kids or teen show in like pretty much any time, right? I feel like that always happens. Growth spurts. Robot Jones modifies himself to be tall enough to be on the basketball team. Episode 5, Electric Boogaloo/the Groovesicle. Electric Boogaloo. Lenny and Danny Yogman try to trick Robot Jones into being his friend so they can steal his brain. The Groovesicle. Robot Jones and Socks watch an episode of The Groovesicle, a music video TV series featuring a performance by a band called The Lavender Fudge Experience. Oh, I don't know about that. Episode 6, Jealousy / Scantron Love. Jealousy. Robot Jones feels jealousy towards an android named Finkman, who manages to make Shannon fall for him, as well as the rest of the school. Scantron Love. Robot befriends the school's Scantron machine in order to get the answers for his history tests, and soon passes out the answers to the rest of the students in class. Yeah, this all, I mean, for such a weird sort of premise, it seems like really generic sort of plots for these episodes. Maybe that's because they want to get more people, like they wanted to get more people on board with it, so you need a more relatable plot. I don't know specifically. Okay, anyways, on to season 2. Episode 7, well, episode 1 in season 2. Gender. Robot Jones struggles to understand the differences between human boys and girls. Oof, okay, that's... Math challenge. Mr. Mick challenges Robot Jones to a math competition to determine who is the smarter one of the two. Episode 2, Family Vacation. Socks goes on a spring break vacation together with Robot and his family, but Robot's parents have an unusual idea of what a vacation entails. Hair. Seeing other boys in school with hair makes Robot want hair of his own to impress Shannon, but he must find a creative way to generate some on his metallic body. Garage Band. Episode 3, Garage Band. After witnessing girls at their school get excited for a garage band, Robot, Socks, QB, and Mitch decide to form a band of their own, but they focus more on being cool rather than actually practicing their instruments, which confuses Robot as to what being in a band is about. Work. Robot Jones gets a job at JNZ to make extra money, but finds it increasingly difficult to stay awake juggling a job, school, and time at the arcade with his friends. Well, he's a robot though, right? The Yogman, episode 4, the Yogmans strike back. After another failed attempts to corner Robot, the Yogmans hypnotize Robot's friends and turn them into an amalgamation robot called the Yogstrosity. Jesus Christ. Hooky 101. Robot, Socks, QB, and Mitch all play hooky. You know, you go from an episode like the Yogmans Strike Back, where it's such a complex description, and then the next episode is just, yeah, they play hooky. Episode 5, House Party. Robot Jones throws a big party at his house while his parents are away, but worries about getting caught by Gramps unit, who dislikes humans. School newspaper. On Madman's order, Robot Jones gets a job for this school newspaper and ends up writing stories that embarrass the principal. Episode 6, Safety Patrol. When Robot Jones is put on the school's safety patrol, his programming for perfection causes him to go overboard with enforcing the rules. Popularity. Robot Jones sends a decoy version of himself to school so that he can attend a robotics expo, but the decoy ends up becoming popular with his classmates. Oh boy. And the last episode is episode 7, Summer Camp. Despite disliking the outdoors, Robot Jones tries to impress Shannon by showing off his nature skills at a summer camp. Rules of dating. Robot attempts to impress Shannon, but his efforts are marred by restrictions enforced him by the laws of robotics. Boy, okay, well, I mean, those episodes sound... Some of them, there's a wide spread there of really just pretty basic episodes with some very interesting concepts, I would say. All right, broadcast. Here we go, last section. After production for the show ceased before being removed from the network's schedule, despite the show... after production for the show ceased before being removed from There should be a comma there, not a period. Anyways, despite the show's short-lived run, the series was also available for viewing on Cartoon Network Video for short periods of time before being removed. Unlike other Cartoon Network shows, this was not included as a bonus cartoon on any Cartoon Network VHS releases. That's unfortunate. From 2005 to 2008, Robot Jones returned sporadically in reruns on the Cartoon Show, along with segments of other cartoons from that time period. Beginning in 2014, reruns air on Cartoon Network's Latin American sister network, Tooncast. As of 2018, Cartoon Network has no intention of releasing the show for consumer purchase or digital retailers such as iTunes, Amazon.com, Hulu, or Netflix, moving the show to its sister channel, Boomerang, or even physically releasing the show on a DVD set anytime soon, despite its major cult following. Really? Major cult following? Okay. Robot Jones made a cameo appearance on the OKKO Let's Be Heroes episode Crossover Nexus that aired October 8th, 2018, along with other Cartoon Network characters from current and ended shows. This is the first time that Robot Jones's character had appeared in the nearly 16 years after its last episode. This is also the first time where the character's voice is provided by the Microsoft Word 98 text-to-speech programmed voice since the original airing of the original first season. Wow. Okay. And there you go. That's it. That is whatever happened to Robot Jones. It's apparently has a cult following, but boy, does that sound simultaneously boring and very interesting. So, anyways, that's it. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I will be back for another episode sometime. Have a garbage night.